Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Trevor with Maker Experiment, and in today's video, we're going to be making a gift for Father's Day. Let's get into it. A little while ago, I did a video on items that you can customize from IKEA. Two of those items that I bought were a cutting board and a knife set. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to customize the cutting board as a Grill Master cutting board, and then I'm going to engrave the knife blades to go along with the cutting board. They're going to be more of an abstract pattern, but they will complement the actual cutting board as a gift set that you can give to your dad or your grandpa or anybody that you see as a father figure in your life for Father's Day. I've already got the designs up on the computer, so let me go ahead and walk you through them and show you what I'm going to be doing. All of the designs that I'm going to be using in this video, I actually got from Creative Fabrica, which I talked about in a previous video. I didn't come up with these myself, but they are commercially usable designs. I'll put a link in the description below to the two designs that I'm using for this video. The first one is a Grill Master design. So this one's pretty simple. I'm just going to go ahead and print it to the laser software. So in here, I do have the cutting board in there already. Now, a cool thing about this is if I want to center this product, I can turn on these construction lines over on the left and then actually draw a box around my cutting board. And I'm actually going to make it a little simpler. And I'm going to just draw an X and connect those points. Like so. And then I'm going to grab my graphic and its center point will snap to the center of my X. So this makes it easy to center something onto a surface or a product, depending on what you're doing. For the settings, I'm actually going to just import ones that are already installed on the machine. So here I'm going to do a clip art engraving. I'll probably do it at 400 DPI instead of 500. Speed and power, I'm going to leave the same. Dithering, I'm going to use Stucki just because I like the Stucki dithering. I'm going to do it from the bottom up so I can watch the graphic as it engraves, and then I'm just going to send it over to the laser. We'll go ahead and machine that, and then we'll jump over and do the knives. The cutting board is done, and I will show you that at the end. Now I'm going to work on the knives. So I have the knives set up on the laser bed. I'm just going to go over here, copy that image, and bring it over to my design software. So here is the image. I can then use it to trace or whatever I want to do. So I'm going to send that to back. I'm going to grab my graphic, change the color of that so it stands out a little bit more. And then I'm going to start fitting it to each design. Now you'll see it overlaps quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is trace just the knife blade outline. Make sure that it only covers it a little bit so that I don't engrave a bunch that I don't need to engrave. And then I will apply the graphic to each space. So all I'm going to do here is grab the pen tool. I'm going to zoom in and really straightforward. I'm just going to grab the handle area, go around the blade, and I am going to offset this a little bit when I get to the end. So something like that. that'll work for now. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset just the blade portion, not the handle, because the handle I don't want to hit the plastic. So I'm going to go over here to Effect, Path, Offset Path. I'm only going to go about 0.01. Go ahead and click OK and expand that. I'm just going to go through and do a little bit of cleanup. Oops. And then connect my two lines. I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest real quick, and then I will join you in a minute. I have the outlines now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of my graphic, just so I can distinguish it a little bit better. I'm going to drag it over the area that I want to be within. I'm going to try to pick the most interesting part of this. I think diagonal might be kind of cool. So on this one, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and copy these. And what I'm going to do is do a clipping mask to clip away the unnecessary artwork. And then when I paste it back, I'll still have that outline that I can use. I'm going to follow that process and do the same thing for the larger two. It's kind of, I mean, it's abstract art, so you can pick whatever you want to be in the design. I just want it to be unique. I think I'll go with that for that one. Again, I'm going to clip that. And then the last one, kind of do 3 different patterns here, or 3 different orientations rather. I think I'll go with that. So go ahead and copy, or make that a clipping mask as well. And these are going to be the 3 knife designs that I'm going to send over. So what I'm going to do is just print this to the laser software. For the red, I'm going to turn that off. I'm also going to turn off the image. So just go here to the process, click off. For the blue, I'm going to use an engrave process I'm going to use the aluminum one because that's the closest in metals that I'm going to be doing. Go ahead and import that. So that's 500 speed or 500 resolution. I'm going to change it to 400. It's 100 speed, 40% power. It'll go pretty quickly. And then if you want to check that the knives line up, you can send over the red as well and do that by itself. I'm actually going to do that as a sanity check. But once you're ready, you can go ahead and send the blue over and begin engraving the knives. So let's go ahead, send it over, and we'll start engraving and see what they turn out like. I just finished engraving the knives, and I want to cover a couple things that I ran into because this was the first time engraving this set of knives. The biggest thing is the handles. The handle height on the smaller one is much shorter than the knife blade or the knife handle on the larger one. So what was happening was it would go to engrave and it would do fine on the little one, and then it would hit the handle of the larger one and then throw it across the table. The issue with this is obviously it doesn't land where it needs to. So what I ended up doing was flipping the knives so that they were handle away from the home position. The other thing I should do, but the bed wasn't long enough, was put the blades with the point going toward the back of the machine, the handle toward the front, because then the handle doesn't become a problem at all. This knife was just a little bit too long for that, but you could do that with the shorter two knives. Overall, it was pretty easy to do all of this. The easiest way to actually line up the knives is to vector score the outline of the knife that we used for the pattern onto a scrap piece of material, and then you just lay your knife into that scrap where it cut out or where it scored, and then you can easily line it up that way. So let me do a couple shots of the cutting board and the knives and show you what they look like. That's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the process of what I was doing. Again, all the links will be in the description below to the products that I used as well as the patterns from Creative Fabrica. But I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so that you know when I come out with new videos. Be sure to check out my Instagram @MakerExperiment where I share things along the way. And have a great day. See you in the next one.